Good afternoon and welcome to the Rundown. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 7th of October. Senator Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence to be separated by plexiglass at tonight's debate. And President Donald Trump privately blamed Black Americans for lacking initiative. And $2.1 million in a pro-Biden ad buys planned for a Black and Caribbean radio stations in Florida. Also in Florida, the governor extends the deadline after the voter registration site crashes. And the fight against gay marriage is still alive and well in the U.S., advocates warn. The nomination of Amy Barrett to the Supreme Court and a fresh criticism of the 2015 gay marriage ruling by two justices has renewed advocates' concerns. And the coronavirus has killed more Americans than Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, and World War I combined. Let's get to the news. Vice President Mike Pence and Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris will be separated by plexiglass tonight at the debate. A source familiar with the preparations told CNN as the White House continues to grapple with the coronavirus outbreak. The commission, along with medical consultants at the Cleveland Clinic, made the decision on Monday after studies the airborne nature of the virus and the number of positive cases in the White House continues to grow. Despite, however, the number of positive coronavirus tests at the White House and that Pence, with it widely seen as a genesis for the spread among several Trump aides and allies, the vice president has continued to be tested and came up negative, and the debate is moving ahead as planned. In addition, the debate on tonight is the last sign of how ongoing the coronavirus outbreak inside President Donald Trump's administration has reshaped the final month of the presidential campaign. Good afternoon and welcome to the Rundown. Once again, I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and this is our favorite portion of the segment of this afternoon. This is where I go over all of the articles and everything that's going on, and we talk about it and have a good time. But first, let's get the house business out of the way. So, welcome to all new subscribers and viewers of the channel. Hopefully you like, share, subscribe. Also, hit that notification, that bell down there, so you never miss another update of what's going on here at Cap Hill, all right? And to my people in the chat, my state reps, I call you. Welcome once again to Cap Hill. And you know, we always have a great time, and I love to hear from you guys and your views as we watch the show together. So without further ado, let's get started and have some fun, all right? So our first story, of course, is dealing with maybe not this guy, but close to it. It's his administration. Does that count?
Retard alert! Retard alert!
So, all right, and this is really what's going down. Tonight will be the vice presidential debate between the Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris. They will be debating in the first 2020 vice presidential debate tonight. And also, you can also check that debate out right here on Cap Hill at 9 o'clock. And we will do a side-by-side kind of reaction, and we'll watch it together. So make sure you tune into that. So here we are. The debate is tonight. There's been a lot of concern because, of course, President Donald Trump has tested positive.
Retard alert!
For COVID-19. And not only him, but now all of a sudden the whole administration has tested positive for coronavirus. And people are sitting up there telling Kamala Harris,
Run, bitch! Run!
don't worry about the debate. Get the hell out of Dodge, right? But in true I take no mess, I take no prisoners fashion,
Oh, hell no!
Kamala Harris is not playing no games, and she still plans to debate Mike Pence, regardless of whatever's going on. But they have been set that there are plexiglass kind of dome-like things going to be around each candidate to protect them from the corona or Rona. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I'll be listening. And we'll be watching together, and hopefully and prayerfully everybody will get through it without catching the Rona. Right, ain't that crazy? So hopefully everybody gets through it. I'm sure it'll be a lot better and more intellectual than the last presidential debate. But we can only hope, right? And kind of keep our fingers crossed. But, Kamala, it's always, you still have time to
Run, bitch! Run!
and get the hell out of Dodge and dodge Rona.
Damn!
Because, I don't know, everybody in that administration seems to need some help. I really don't know what's going on.
You stupid!
Something's going on because there's no reason for them to now all of a sudden everybody has coronavirus. It's just, I don't know, maybe they just need some...
He needs some milk!
Maybe so. All right, on to the next. President Donald Trump allegedly made private claims among senior officials that the lack of initiative rather than racism has prevented the progress in the United States by Black Americans. The Washington Post reported on Wednesday. The Post story but remarks Trump made in private in the context of other derogatory remarks it said he privately made about other groups, including Hispanics and Jewish Americans. More than 24 current and former U.S. officials spoke to the Post about the remarks. It said many did so on the conditions of anonymity because they said that they feared retribution. All right, and our next story, of course, we got to get the warning out.
Retard alert! Retard alert!
All right, so President Donald Trump once again has put his foot in his whole mouth. So apparently he was having a talk with senior aides and said that the reason why he feels that African Americans, and I'm paraphrasing, let me just say that first, the reason why he feels that African Americans have had a tough time is because we lack initiative.
Retard alert!
Yeah, I'll say that again for the people in the back. He said that the reason why African Americans are in the plight that they're in is because African Americans lack initiative.
Oh, hell no!
But yeah, that's basically what the president said. And of course, this has been told by plenty of anonymous sources in the White House. But of course, I think it's a little too late to now want to say about things he said in private.
You stupid.
Because, you was all for it while he said it, and then nobody said anything. But now all of a sudden it's an election time, and just in case he does lose, you kind of think, well, I gave you that little tidbit, or I dropped them crumbs for you to pick up, so maybe, you show me some favor.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, where were you 2 years ago, even 3 years ago? And all this stuff could have kind of came out, and he could have probably been impeached for, it probably would have helped with his impeachment for some of those senators, who knows? But to wait till now to want to talk about it, I think it's a little too late. But I mean, of course, people are here for it because they're all about the...
You are fake news.
And it helps them with their case, so they can just say,
What?
You
are fake news.
That just gives them more fuel to the fire. Because again, if you really was concerned that he felt this way about African Americans, you would have said something a long time ago. But the fact that you really don't care nothing about the plight of African Americans really doesn't matter.
Oh, hell no!
You're just using it for your couple of minutes of, ooh, I wonder who said that kind of fame. Because who knows? The White House itself could have came up with that story just so they can have something else to spin and talk about other than Donald Trump's possible fake coronavirus.
Sweet Jesus.
A 7-figure advertising buy promoting Joe Biden is going on Black and Caribbean radio stations and streaming services in Florida. A $2.1 million effort is part of the former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg's $100 million of spending amidst the tipping Florida to Biden. Barack Obama's winning Florida's campaign in 2008 and in 2012. This year, he's executive director of the Unite the Country, a pro-Biden super PAC. Polling shows that Black voters overwhelmingly support Biden over President Donald Trump. But the overall race in Florida is close, and to win the state's 29 electoral college votes, Democratic nominee needs Polling shows Black voters overwhelmingly support Biden over President Trump, but polling shows that Black voters overwhelmingly support Biden over President Trump, but the overall race in Florida is close, and the win of the state's 29 electoral votes, the Democratic nominee needs heavy turnout among Black voters. Particular story, not much to really watch. However, it is stuff that make you go, just a little bit. So, Michael Bloomberg, as you know, has been given tons of money to the Biden campaign. Who doesn't know who Michael Bloomberg is, right? Not only is he a former Democrat candidate for president of the United States, he is also the former mayor of New York City and billionaire. And yeah, that's right, he is actually a billionaire, even richer than Donald Trump. However, he has been given money to the Joe Biden campaign. Now, as far as how much money it's been totaled, it's about totaling $100 million. And however you say, well, then you're giving a lot of money,
My man.
that's great on one end. However, at the same time,
Gotcha, bitch.
you wonder, doesn't that money come with a price? So that means anything that I may do that you may not like, I probably got to do things that, kind of benefit you as well. Don't you think, since you're giving me all this money?
You stupid.
So, yeah, I definitely think that somewhat it's a...
Gotcha, bitch.
Like, take the money and go ahead, but
Bruh.
make sure you remember I'm giving you all this money. So anyway, we'll see if the money, has done its job, I guess, come the election, and see what the polls look like. But for right now, Michael Bloomberg has pumped a lot of money into the Joe Biden campaign and is pushing to help Floridians be registered to vote as far as other things. Now, however, there have been plenty of other organizations that have pushed for Floridians, and convicted Floridians at that, and newly free Floridians to get the right to vote and reenact their voting rights. Michael Bloomberg is not the only one. However, Michael Bloomberg seems to be the only one that's been getting all this praise and media time.
Boy.
But we also need to know that, and remember, Michael Bloomberg does have his own his own media conglomerate network.
Gotcha, bitch.
So he can promote himself and make sure that his story always comes up before the smaller groups that have been pushing and making, a lot of headway on getting a lot of formerly convicted criminals' records, their court records and fees kind of paid off so they can have the right to vote in this coming election. So more power to them, but of course, watch the price tag, because all that money, somebody's going to be asking for something pretty soon, and you better be able to pay up when it's time to come in, because it's definitely not.
That was easy.
Definitely not that easy. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has extended the state's deadline for Floridians to register to vote after the state's registration website crashed due to a heavy volume of traffic. The deadline to register was at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. In a statement, the Secretary of State of Florida said that the state's online registration portal experienced unprecedented volumes and traffic of about 1.1 requests an hour Monday evening. The crash, which sparked outrage from Democrats, could have prevented thousands of potential voters of being able to participate in November 3rd's general election. The outage comes as the state is once again highly competitive in the fall's presidential race. Former Vice President Joe Biden campaigned Monday in Miami. On Tuesday, a coalition of voter rights groups filed a lawsuit against DeSantis and Lee to extend the registration deadline further by at least 2 days, arguing that the one-day extension isn't sufficient to educate voters that they're able to try to register again. Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. There's another story from another person that I would have to give the alarm out to, so let's prepare.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, retard alert. Uh-oh, retard alert.
And of course, we know who this one is for. If it's not for the president, it's for who? Ron DeSantis. Yes, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, has yet again done something a bit crazy for his particular state. But of course, he'll find a way to work it in the favor to make sure that he can get praise from who else but his big hero, his super American, super Captain America hero, President Donald Trump. So Ron DeSantis, here we go. He extended the voter registration deadline because of the simple fact that, not because he wanted to, because he had to, because he was being sued by the Democrats of Florida because the site had overloaded and crashed multiple times.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Causing, of course, a panic and total get the hell out of here from the Democratic Party, so much so that they sued Governor DeSantis to extend the voter registration deadline. And with that, of course, that sent DeSantis screaming for his life because, of course, they want to win the election and they want Donald Trump to win the election because if Donald Trump wins, they win, right?
Gay. Gay.
So, of course, with all that, they will do anything. So if the system crashed, oh well, that's glorious news to them. So I'm sure they was like, let it crash and let's
Execute Order 66.
Which is, we're working on, getting these people's voted not count. Like, let's go, push the thing. So, of course, the Democrats sue, and it has come down the pike that they have to now give an extension to all the voters to ensure that every voter has their right to register and, gets registered, and they extend the deadline. So poor Ron DeSantis still can't work out trying to win or bring home this election for Donald Trump, at least in this way. But he still has time to actually help him win the election if they can tamper with the votes, like they've been doing thus far. So we shall see if he does actually get a chance to have a victory for President Donald Trump so he can dance around and probably even play with his
penis.
I mean, he loves Donald Trump so much. Donald Trump's just everything to him. He can't do nothing with Donald Trump. I'm sure he thinks Donald Trump has...
I've got balls of steel.
Yeah, and he's so enamored by them. But anyway, we pray for Florida. Hopefully Florida will be able to get that voter registration extension going and get more people registered to vote either over their computer and crash up some more systems to get another extension, or just able to actually get the registrations out on time because this president, his time's over. President Donald Trump's nomination of Judge Amy Barrett to the Supreme Court to succeed Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg last month has ignited fears in an increasingly conservative court rolling back recently gained LGBT rights. Fuel was then added to the fire on Monday when two of the court's conservative justices, Justice Clarence Thomas and Justice Samuel Alito, mounted a fresh attack on the landmark 2015 decision, which made same-sex marriage legal across the United States. The Supreme Court's rejection of an appeal from Kim Davis, a former Kentucky county clerk who made headlines after she declined the marriage licenses to same-sex couples following the 2015 decision and cited her religious beliefs, and her lawyer argued to the Supreme Court that had her case came down to whether the law forces all or nothing choices between same-sex marriage on the one hand and religious liberties on the other. Alright, so here we go with this story. Now with this story, yes, it is pretty important because this deals with, of course, the drama of the Supreme Court. Alright. So here we go. So with the death of the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that opened up the Supreme Court seat. And to everyone's dismay, we were hoping that at least the Lord wouldn't call Justice Ginsburg so early. He did. And it sent everybody, even myself, into a panic. And so, of course, in true
retard alert!
Donald Trump had went and picked someone. Of course, he didn't know who to pick because he knows nothing about government. However, I'm sure that his people knew exactly who they wanted to pick for Ruth Bader Ginsburg's empty seat if at any moment she were to pass. And they did. Justice Barrett. And the problem is that a lot of the LGBT community are very much, worried due to the fact that they could overturn, with this new justice, they could overturn the Marriage Equality Act of 2015. And then everybody will be asking,
look what the homosexuals have done to me.
So people are trying to get rid of it because everybody thinks that this law particularly turns people gay or what kind of mess. Who knows the retardedness people come up with, but whatever. They have a conservative court now. Definitely if this pick is pushed through, and that would give them basically the run of the mill, and they could really run through with a fine-tooth comb a lot of laws that have been passed and knock them back a peg. So all of this is very necessary. All of this is very important because it affects us, and if not for nothing, the most thing that would affect all of the states and everyone are laws that are handed down from the Supreme Court, because they then become the law of the land, not just a particular state, but everywhere. Alright, so before we get, too comfortable here, we might have to get up and
Run, bitch! Run!
Because clearly, if it goes through, a lot of people that have, really been advocates so they can marry the person that they love without retribution, and in peace, all that can be overturned because of this president and his administration and the people in the Senate pushing this confirmation through. So although we think that it really doesn't affect us, all this really does affect us. And we need to start waking up and knowing our power in this system, that if we sit back, it will overtake us. At what point do we need to wake up and kind of, get on it? We've been asleep long enough.
Shit.
I personally am oversleeping.
Bruh.
And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Son, The Official Kingpin, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. The ongoing coronavirus pandemic has now claimed more lives than the total number of U.S. soldiers killed during historic conflicts in Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan, and World War I. While the aforementioned conflicts killed 155,072 soldiers, according to the Department of Veteran Affairs, the U.S. coronavirus pandemic has claimed more than 211,000 lives as of October, according to the Johns Hopkins University. In fact, the number of U.S. coronavirus deaths surpassed the 155,000 in late July, according to Johns Hopkins. The VA state that 4,431 American soldiers died in Iraq's invasion in 2003 to 2010, and 2,445 American soldiers in Afghanistan from 2001 onward. The 58,220 soldiers that died in Vietnam conflict from 1964 to 1975, and the 36,574 American soldiers that died in the Korean conflict from 1950 to 1953, and the 53,402 Americans that died in World War I from 1917 to 1918. Since the end of March, COVID-19 has killed an average of 7,043 Americans each week. And this final article. Okay, now in all seriousness, the coronavirus is something that is very serious, and as we can see, or as we can tell from what we read and see, quite dangerous. It has killed over 211,000 people, and of course the numbers grow every day, with millions upon millions of Americans infected, about 7 million and counting. So this is definitely something serious that we need to grapple with. And regardless of who wins on November 3rd, and hopefully it's a president that can handle this pandemic and bring the numbers down, definitely the numbers of death to zero, and the numbers of infections way down from 7 million. But again, that only comes with competent leadership. So we have to make sure that we make the right choices when we are voting. And with that said, we've had more deaths due to this coronavirus than many of the wars that we've learned about in school. Now just let that sink in. As many wars as the United States, or conflicts, as they like to say, that the United States has been a part of, the coronavirus is surpassing the number of deaths. That's crazy. And we've been in a lot of conflicts, kid you not. Whether it was for our interests or still our interests, but we were protecting other countries that served our interests. So, we've had a lot of conflicts, and the fact that we are now surpassing the number of deaths in all this conflict. And so, okay, if you want to take it a step further, isn't he the commander-in-chief? So if all the conflicts, well, most of them, majority of them, that we've had in the United States, where the commander-in-chief have sent people to war to defend, and they have to come back deceased, is less than the number of people who died from this pandemic, that's sad. That's no commander-in-chief. That's someone who's willing to just sacrifice his green men toys for no reason. Because he wants to play president. So I think personally that enough Americans have lost their lives. 211,000 and counting, too many. Infection is one thing, but death and the total number of deaths, that's a whole nother ballgame. And it doesn't need to get to 500,000 for us to want to pay attention and do something. Or even want to just listen to the people who are trained professionals in how to combat infectious diseases. I mean, it's worth a try. So none of us could have to lose or have to lose any more family members to something we know nothing about. Hey guys, be sure once again to join me here at Cap Hill for the vice presidential debate at 9 p.m. So be sure to be here at Cap Hill for the debate tonight at 9 p.m. Also, be sure to tune into the Gentleman's Panel on Thursday. Where? At Jay Wilson's channel. Yeah, that's right, at JW's channel. Be sure to tune in for the Gentleman's Panel, and that'll be at 6:45 Central Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. All right, peace, and have a great day. And once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification